morning. I need to wake up some. We're going rock climbing. So we're headed north today, about 3.5 hours. The light just went off. We're headed to a place this morning called Palisades Park. So we used to go there a good bit when I was in college, and after that I've taken my family several times. I'll tell a little bit more about why we're going rock climbing and exactly how I got into it, why I got into it, why I know how to do it. It's kind of strange for a South Mississippi guy to be a rock climber, mainly because there's nowhere to go rock climbing except in the very northeastern part of Mississippi. But anyway, so we're headed out early this morning. We should get there around 9:30, 10 o'clock. About 3 or 4 other families with us today. We'll go through kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Yeah, so it should be fun. How about that time lapse? I'm going to kind of go through why we're using what we're using, how we're going to use it, some of the knocks we're going to use for setting this up if we need them. Last time I was here they had bolts already set, but used to we would have to set our own anchor points. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the gear, what it is, what it's used for. I don't really have a big rack, mainly because I don't do any big wall climbing or do a whole lot of lead climbing, just because I don't get a chance to do it that much. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about some of the equipment. Alright, like I said in the car, we're going to go through some of the equipment we use. Here's the rack I referenced earlier. Here are some shoes. We're going to go through different types of webbing, rope, harness. Let's get into it. Alright, this is a Petzl Adama harness. It's for climbing, mountaineering, for single or multi-pitch. What I like about it is this super thick waistband. I am not getting paid to say any of this, FYI. This is probably one of the most comfortable harnesses I've ever had. It's got padding on it. It has padded leg loops as well, and it's got all these loops for affixing gear. Super great harness for comfort, all day belaying, all day doing multi-pitch climbs. All right, next. This is a child's harness. This is what my kids use. I'm sure there's better ones out there, but it works great. Just a typical child's harness. There are weight restrictions on these child's harnesses. I will put what those are for this one on screen. Just make sure you do all the research you can whenever you're buying children's climbing gear, just for their safety. Obviously they make full body harnesses, which I would recommend for sure looking into, especially for smaller kids. Next, this is my older harness. This is a black diamond harness. As you can see, the waistband is not quite as wide and not as much padding. Still a great harness. I'm going to put a link in the description to all this gear. Some of this gear may be too old, but I'll definitely put a link to the stuff that I enjoy using and things that I found work really well. These are my La Sportiva climbing shoes. These things are super old. I still got a bunch of chalk on them for where my chalk bag exploded. Chalk bag exploded. Not good.
Chalk's everywhere.
Oh my gosh. I've had these shoes forever, love them. The technology on climbing shoes has changed quite a bit since I bought these. You can find all kinds of reviews on climbing shoes, but these are just the ones I use. Here are my chalk bags. This one's by Climex. This one's super old, but basically they just hold chalk. It helps you grip the rock in case your hands start sweating. It makes a huge difference whenever you're climbing. This is webbing. You use this to set anchors. I think this one's rated for, let's see, 22 kN. It's some of the newer webbing, I think. I'm not real sure. I'm gonna show you how to take this and make a daisy chain so that it looks like this and all your gear stays untangled and it kind of condenses it down. So the way I do it, let's put my fingers through, just like that. Take that. Now I have this loop. I'm gonna feed it back through. And so then I'm just gonna keep doing that. Keep creating a loop. Feed it through. Feed it through. Feed it through. Then on the last one, you just do like that, and then you have your daisy chain. And then when you're ready to use it, you take that last one that you fed it through, and then it simply pulls out just like that. You're ready to go. All right, next, let's go through some of this. Probably not gonna go through all this, but I just want you guys to know the basics. All right, so let's start with this. I don't know what brand this is. This is the Black Diamond locking carabiner. Once you lock it onto your ATC or whatever, then it will lock. That way it cannot come open. So this is a figure 8, and this is another locking beaner. So you use a figure 8, and then this would clip onto your harness, and then your rope. Let me show you how your rope feeds through a figure 8. So here's your harness. This would be clipped here. You can do it this way, and you're going to take your rope. Your rope goes through your figure 8 and around. Okay? Then that goes to your locking beaner. Make sure, some of these beaners have red. Red means you're dead. So you want to make sure that's screwed down. And so then this part would be anchored up. And then this is how you control how fast it goes through here. This thing gets super hot. So be careful whenever you're rappelling. Also, never wear any jewelry, or if you have long hair, make sure your hair is tied back in a ponytail. Because I've been on some guides where a little girl's hair got caught up into this figure 8 and we had to cut it out. So just be aware whenever you're rappelling not to have anything loose that could get in this. Also keep your hands away from this. Keep your hands down by your side by your harness. Keep them at your hip when you're going down. All right, so this is an ATC. It's a belay and rappel device. It's what you'll see us using in the video here in a second. So the way this works is you're gonna take your rope and then you are gonna feed it through your belay device so it looks like that. Then you're gonna take your locking beaner. Locking beaner goes in there. And so now, this is my brake hand and how I stop someone, which you'll see in a little bit. But this is how you feed the rope through. This is your safety device. And so whenever someone's falling, this goes back here and it locks this to where it can't go anywhere. There are newer devices, some that are called Gree-Grees, that are very effective, but this is kind of older. It's what I learned on, probably why I still have it. So just real quick, I don't want to get too in depth with this, but this is a locking cam. If you look in here closely, it's spring loaded. So as you pull back on this, it automatically goes back into place. Let's say you have a crack that you want to stick this into. You stick this into the crack and let go, then it can't come out of that crack. Also, you can use these for setting your anchors for top roping, which is what we'll be doing today, but there are already bolts in the wall for the top rope. These are hex nuts. You can use them as a similar, this is basically used for a little more advanced climbing, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on that. All right, so this is one of my ropes. This is a static line. I've used it for top roping. You do not want to use static line for lead climbing or trad climbing. And then this is a dynamic rope. So the difference is a dynamic rope, basically it stretches. And so if you fall, there's more give. Static line is used for rappelling, like the word states, it's static, it doesn't go anywhere. There's different diameters too, as far as the ropes go. So those are the two types of ropes. You have static and dynamic. If you are belaying with an ATC, you will want one of these. Just a leather glove, because the rope can get really hot. If you have a gree-gree, you don't necessarily need one. But I don't have a gree-gree, so yeah, I'll need this. So this is the blanket I use. It's a wool blanket for whenever I'm belaying. I put all the excess rope on this so it does not sit in the dirt. It's very important that you keep your rope as clean as you can, because the dirt will get into this rope and it basically works like sandpaper in there, and it tears all the little fibers apart. That's the basics of rock climbing gear, some of the things you need to know. And I just realized that I did not show how to tie a figure eight. So let's cut to that real quick. I think I'm gonna do that on the GoPro. All right. Figured this would be the best way to show you how to tie a figure eight. I went ahead and grabbed a harness so you can see how to properly tie into a harness. So we're gonna go ahead and make our figure eight. 8. And then to properly tie into a harness, the way I do it is goes up through both of those loops. We don't use this loop. We're going to use those two loops. We're going to take that point of failure out of play. All right, so now we're going to follow the knot that we've made back. So we're going to make all the movements that or not movements, but all of the same same paths that are and so that's what we want our figure eight to look like. We want it to be nice and flat. I always tie a safety knot on the end of this too, but that is essentially how to tie your figure eight, and something you can practice before you go climbing. Obviously, you're not going to want to take this information and just go buy a rope and belay. You're going to want to have a qualified person there to make sure that you're doing everything safely, because rappelling is one of the top ways people get injured and or die. Hope that wasn't too boring, but that's some of the basics, like I said, of things you should know before you go rock climbing. Just kind of puts you one up if it's your first time of kind of knowing some of the gear and some of the knots. If you have any suggestions or things that you do differently, leave it in the comment section below. All right, back to the car. That's a little breakdown of some of the equipment we'll be using. It's pretty basic. It's not anything super complicated. It's very simple. Also, what I'm going to be showing in this video is how I learned how to belay. Some of the basic things you need to know when you go rock climbing, either if you're going with a guide or if you're going out with friends that already have gear. Also, very important note, rock climbing is inherently dangerous, and if you are going to go rock climbing, you need to make sure you have a qualified professional or someone that has been trained in what they're doing. Don't use this video as the sole purpose / reason / information that you need. There are a lot more people that know a whole lot more about rock climbing than I do. We'll be traveling, and hopefully we'll be there soon. We made it, kinda, almost there. Looks like I found the first guy.
Roberts!
What's up, buddy?
We've been waiting on you.
Have you?
I've already paid the permit.
Oh.
But if you'll give him your paperwork.
Okay.
What's up,
Where's
man?
Jonathan?
Aha, we beat you!
I thought you'd be here like an hour ago. I was like,
Looks like we got somebody else here that has gear, so that's good. I gotta go get my permit. I don't think I've introduced Zach to the vlog. So Zach is Zach's been helping me edit these. So like I said, we're doing a top roping today, setting up two different routes. There's the rest of our guys down there.
the rope! It's the rope short!
Yay!
It's all about the shot, right?
Yeah.
Down, sir. Yeah. Hopefully. It's either rappel or fall.
Let's don't do the latter.
You want a second check me? All right, guys, rope.
All right, so if you notice, the two beaners on bottom are facing in opposite directions. It's very important. That way the rope cannot come out of the beaners. So I'm trying to remember, Barry, where the climb goes. Can you see the chalk lines?
I see some. It looks like it goes around that way.
Yeah, that's it.
Might be a little beyond me.
Yeah. I've only ever got halfway up. I've never finished this one. But there's a point at which it's basically about 4 feet above you. You can get beyond it.
So the first part's probably
Yeah, the first 10 feet.
pretty initial.
Or the 10 feet above him.
Where'd you put that GoPro?
Need some chalk, Barry?
Oh yeah, it is. It
I
is.
come back later.
Isn't that smaller zipper? You find it?
Pay attention, Will.
All right.
There you go. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
So Zach's going up. Zach is climbing what's called Cashmere. This is a 5-7, and he's fixing to dominate it.
Dominate.
So what I'm doing is, the goal is to never let go with this rope with my right hand. So really, one of the main things with beginners is what you want to, most guys, what they want to do is try and muscle up with their arms as much as possible. Usually first time climbers that are better are girls, because they're smart and they use their legs. You need a little slack?
I'm good.
All right, go ahead and look at your route that you're going to go up. Look straight up. See that? All right, I'm going to leave you a little slack there.
Okay.
That way I'm not pulling you off the rock. All right, make your move. Don't use your energy up. You just got to start walking that crack back out. There you go. Yep. Once you start, don't stop, man. All right, go. Yep. There you go. Good job. Big hand hold up above. Go for it. Go. There you go. There you go. All right, there you go. That was the idea. Go before you wear out. There you go. Go. Now right foot up. Go, 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 yeah. There you go. There you go. Good job.
I don't know where to grab that.
You gotta go high. There you go. Don't get your foot stuck. Right here. There you go. You got it. Pull.
I don't have the grip.
Pull.
I don't have it. I can't, dude. I'm letting go.
All right, I got you.
Oh,
Good job.
holy shit.
Fun, isn't it?
Yes.
You did good. Whew. Isn't it crazy how fast you just give out like that?
Yeah, dude. I couldn't.
All right, that's it. So we're done climbing. The rest of the crew is up getting lunch. Oh, wait. Zach and I are about to head south.
Whoa. Whoa.
All right. So this was Palisades Park. It's a beautiful view up here. And just a really great place to come and hang out. They've got really cool facilities here.
and just really a good place to bring your family, have fun. So looks like Zach's coming, and we had a great time. And the boys got to climb a good bit, and I guess next time I'll bring my family. So look forward to that. All right, later.
There you go. Big hand, right hand up. Ah, there you go. You got it now.